Hey everybody, it's Jen from Rustic Rehabs. I'm here with my friend Franny the Table to answer the top 10 questions I get about paint and furniture. Thanks for coming. The first question I get most is a twofer. It's why do you like chalk paint so much? And wait, isn't there a lot of prep? I love chalk paint because of the lack of prep. Here you see me, I grab a little bit of crud cutter. You can use the yellow or the red containers. They work great. And I hit it with a little sand block because this has kind of got a shine to it and I want to give it what they say, some tooth. But you don't need to strip. You really don't need to sand. You just grab a brush and hit it. Next question I get is, what paint do you use? Is it durable? And does that mean you make everything into a chalkboard? No, chalky paint does not necessarily mean you want everything to be a chalkboard. We call it chalky paint because it is a chalkboard type matte finish, which is very popular for rustic, shabby, kind of distressed looks like I love. I like Junk Monkey paint, which I'm showing you here. I'm showing you that it's very thick, and I'm a fast, messy painter, so I like the thick paint because it's less likely to drip. It's also very pigmented, which means I can water it down if it is getting a little too thick, and you don't lose the pigment. It still covers like a dream. It also distresses really well and blends really well to just give you so many different options. So yeah, that's what's up with chalky or mineral clay style paints that I love. Okay, so true story. Even though you don't have to prime or strip or sand, you saw me sand and now you're seeing me use shellac. So the reality is that when you paint, especially light colors, like I'm painting this white over really dark old wood, sometimes the tannins will cause what's called bleed through, and you'll see these like yellowing. It could be different colors, but yellowing that comes through the paint. And so because I didn't prime, I grabbed a can of shellac, which is sort of like a way to, it's oil-based and it will stop it in its tracks. And that's kind of my go-to versus priming the whole thing. Another thing people ask a lot is, did you hand paint that, or is that a stencil? How did you get those amazing flowers and those designs? The reality is it's a transfer. I am not that great of a painter, but I can take a popsicle stick and rub things on, and that's what you see me do here. They come by a couple of different companies, IOD and redesigned by Prima, and I use both. In fact, in this video, you see me using some of both and cutting them out and making a design here for our girl Franny that's uniquely her own. So, love the transfers. Questions 7 and 8 go together again. Where do you do all your painting, and doesn't it stink? If you show up at my place, you'll see my garage is bursting with all kinds of projects, and I've really commandeered that as my shop. But I do paint in the house from time to time as well when it's cold or wet and I'm just kind of over it. And I can do that because the paints that I use are water-based and low to no VOC. They're non-toxic. I don't wear gloves when I paint. I can just wash my hands when I'm done and clean it up without having to throw my brush away every other time. It's awesome. Question 9, how do you seal your pieces? So here you see me using wax. Wax is a game changer. I'm using a brown wax right around the lip here to antique the piece and just make it look a little grungy. I joke with my friends, and I think it's so funny that we paint things, my paint friends, we paint things and they look all new, and then we work to really make them look old. It's kind of crazy, but I love it. So wax is a way that you can seal. I'm putting on the brown wax, and now I'm doing some clear wax to seal in that transfer. And it will give it a good resistant barrier that just keeps that matte chalky finish. And so once I'm done waxing, I will buff it with a lint-free rag and it's a beautiful finish. The other thing I actually do more often is use a water-based poly. I tend to use general finishes, but there's so many good ones out there, and a poly is just, polyacrylic is going to be a more of a shell barrier versus the wax. So there you go. Wrapping up with number 10 as I get Franny ready for her debut and her photo shoot here is, do you custom paint for people? I absolutely do. A big part of my business is custom painting, and it brings me a ton of joy to brainstorm with people, set up a paint plan, and completely transform a piece for them for so much less than they would have paid to go buy something new. For information about the paint and other products I've used in this video, or to set up a custom paint plan of your own with me, please visit rusticrehabs.com. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more, and give me a thumbs up if you think that this was an informative video. Take care. Bye.